But we always start each class with a breath of fire. It's an upregulating breath, and it turns on your nervous system and gets your body ready for practice. It also helps clear out your nasal passages because we're breathing in and out through the nose the whole time, keeping our mouth closed. So just remember, your mouth is for eating and your nose is for breathing. And so very much I will pull out the duct tape. No, but try as much as you can. Even though in these poses, you're going to feel like you might need to take a deep breath depending on your cardiac rate, you know, how well you can do your cardio. But your heart rate's going to get up and down, and we're doing that on purpose. So we're kind of taking you in and out of fight or flight and rest and repair, like kind of like that. And then we're breathing through it so you can kind of be more proactive in your life instead of reactive. Does that make sense? Okay. And so when we breathe, we're trying to breathe with our diaphragm. So we're trying to expand the belly as much as possible. So when we inhale, our chest shouldn't be moving, at least in class, unless you're like running from an elephant. So when you inhale, your belly should move out. And when you exhale, your belly should move in. So in trying not to move the chest, we're trying to now start taking all your breath down into your belly. So just start switching your breath. Go ahead and close your eyes down if you like. And just start imagining your breath like coming in through your nose, going all the way down to the floor where your pubic bone is touching, and then you're trying to lift that breath back up with your belly. Inhaling, it's like you're trying to blow up a balloon inside your belly. And then when you exhale, you're trying to exhale all your air out. And so you'll inhale, and exhale. And so when we go into the breath of fire, it's sharp exhalations through the nose. And so I'll just kind of show you real quick. It's like, I know it looks weird. I know it sounds weird, but believe me, it's very helpful. If you snot, just like flick it, whatever. Nobody's judging you in front of you anyway, and you're your worst critic anyway. So, so we'll inhale and exhale and inhale, and I'll have you exhale, 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 and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, exhale. And we'll do 3 rounds of 20. And so that's just kind of revving your body up for practice. Whenever we go into our poses, you're gonna breathe in for 3 and exhale for 6, all through the nose. So inhale for 3, you'll exhale for 6. If you can inhale for 4 and exhale for 8, that's ideal. But you can work your way up to that. Some people have to start at 2, exhale at 4. So just you're trying to extend your breath more than anything. So we're trying to make you less CO2 intolerant, if that makes sense. So we're lowering your CO2 levels in yoga class, not oxygenating your blood, like some people say. So anyway, so with your body, your vertebrae stacked, eyes closing down, and just give yourself a second to be here and now. I promise you, your day will be there when you get out of here. So be present right now. If you're too far in the future, that's anxiety. If you're worried about the past, that's depression. So be here and now, be present. It's such a gift. And start to take that deep inhale with the belly, and then exhale all your air out. Take another deep inhale, and we're going to go into breath of fire and exhale, 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 exhale. Sharp exhalation through the nose. Exhale, 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 exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, 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 exhale. Sharp exhalation through the nose. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Take your left hand covering your heart and your right hand covering your belly. And I want you to imagine your breath coming into the center of your heart through your chest. It's almost like picturing your breath as it's coming in through your nose. And it's like this crystal beautiful light going through your body. And then when you exhale, you're exhaling anything that doesn't serve you or deserve you. And taking all that attention into your heart center, touching your heart. And I want you to imagine a time when you were really, really happy. What were you doing? Where were you? Or maybe just something that's so funny that, like, I don't know, something so funny happened and you almost cracked yourself. Or maybe just the appreciation that you can have for the people in your life. And just try to picture their faces right now, things that you have gratitude for. And try to recreate that right now in your mind and in your body. Just feeling your whole body up with love and gratitude. Keeping that breath going into the center of your heart. And being grateful even for the things that you don't have. We put off such big vibrations. Our heart puts off more vibrations and more energy than all the cell phones in the world combined. So what is your frequency? What are you projecting out? Because it's coming back. So watch what you think about. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. And slowly open your eyes. Come to your downward facing dog. And so down dog is just basically an upside down V. And you kind of want to take it a little bit farther than you think. Most people try to get real close. We're kind of trying to stretch everything out here in this pose. So everybody come to a plank with me real quick. And make it as long as a plank as you can. And then push forward about 3 inches. Now press back in your heels. Now you feel your quads fire up. Now act like you're pushing the mat away and pulling your hands towards your toes. So that's our plank position, right? And our half push up, you come 3 inches forward, come halfway down, elbows towards the chest, come to the tops of your feet, inhale upward facing, exhale down facing up. And so where you exhale, where you step back, try to stay that length. I know it might feel uncomfortable at first, but just try to work through it as much as you can. Keep pulling your chest through your arms. Hope you're good. You're up there. Yep. And then inhale through the nose. Open up your mouth inside out. Inhale deeply through the nose. Open up your mouth inside out. Now keep that same breath through practice. Keeping your mouth closed, trying to make your exhalations twice as long as your inhalations. Woo. See if you can try to pull your chest through. Your gaze should be at your knees or your belly button. Give me one more deep breath. Very slowly step to the top of your mat. Just grab opposite elbows and be like this crazy lady right here with the French toast. And just take a deep bend in your knees here and just try to relax, forward fold. And kind of pay attention to your breath, your heart rate. Like I said, we're working with the nervous system here.
Playing from Jordan.
Oh, hush your mouth. And so take that deep inhale, really trying to expand the belly. Expand, 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 and then exhale all your air out. One more time, deep inhale. Exhale all your air out. And then inhale, stand up, look up, gaze up, hands up, and hold your breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Pull back on your shoulder blades. Exhale, step back to your plank position. Come forward, half push up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. See if there's some more space you can get. Really trying to pull your chest through your shoulders. Maybe take a bend in the knees for a second. Like a deep bend in the knees. Try to send your sits bones up. Pull your chest towards your legs a little bit more. Deep inhale. Exhale, press those heels down. And then slowly step to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, half push up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing. Take your heels together, bend your knees out wide, step or jump. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, palms press together. And then take your gaze forward. So kind of pull your shoulders down a little bit if you can. So you're not like, so try to pull them down, but keep your arms next to your ears. Try not to cheat and grab your hands, so just pressing the palms together. Reach towards the right. Just breathe here with me. This pose might not look like it's anything, but I am dying inside, so I know you guys probably are too. It's okay, we can own it. This is from sitting too much. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Ooh, it doesn't seem like much, right? Take those arms straight though. Keep those arms next to the ears. Reach over to the left. Keep pulling that right shoulder blade back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, half push up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Anchor your left foot at a 45. So your left toes will kind of be pointing out. And your right foot steps between your hands. Easier said than done. And come up warrior one. So warrior one, these poses are called warrior for a reason because they're not easy. So you're trying to push your hip back this way. And you're using the strength of this leg to push your hip forward. So our pelvis and all this muscular is our fault of how we sit and all that stuff. So press it back. Press your hands together. Try not to cheat. I know it's hard at the beginning. So just try to keep your hands pressed together. Sink a little lower. You can gaze up towards your fingertips if you're feeling froggy. And then exhale all the way down. One exhale. Inhale upwards. Exhale downward facing. Anchor your right foot into 45. Left foot steps between your feet. Warrior one. So again, really using your muscles of your legs and use your body. So don't just pose. Yay. Use your muscles. Press into that back foot. Twist your body. Everything, your toes, your shoulders, everything should be forward. Hips. Gaze up towards your fingertips. Exhale all the way down. Half push up. Inhale upward. Exhale downward. I was literally just about to say that because everybody at the beginning is like, this pose sucks. And then they're like, this pose is awesome. I love it. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply, touch the floor, and reach up. So if you can't push your hands together here, that's fine. But keep trying to gaze up and sink a little lower. Trying to sit your back up as high as you can. So try not to be forward. Sink up. You got this. Life is way harder than this, guys. Come on. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing. So take your breaths here in your resting pose and learn how to calm your body down. Check in. Slow your breath down. Can you inhale for 4 and exhale for 8? Try. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Sit to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply, touch the floor, reach up. You guys are really gonna love me now. Hands to prayer center. Left elbow on the outside of your right knee and twist. So this should feel quite nice, actually. Just sucks a little. So you're twisting your hips to the left as you're twisting your body to the right. Gaze over your right shoulder. Keep pulling that right shoulder blade back. Gaze back down towards your toes. Now, let's see. You guys got this, right? Step your left foot back. Keeping your twist. Challenging the brain. We are a right brain workout. And then twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Gazing back at your toes, take your hands down to your mat. And then step with your legs straight. Yeah. You're still sore from last week, aren't you? And so if you need your block, go ahead and grab your block. Oh, Jerry's doing. She don't ever need a block. This lady is like a ninja woman. So try to straighten that front leg as much as you can. So really, really straighten that front leg. Okay, so take your block onto the inside of your right foot. And then take your left hand on your block and twist. Ava, left hand on the outside of your right foot, twist. And so stacking your shoulders. Gaze up towards your right fingertips. Slowly taking your hands back down. Good job. Woo, and step up about halfway. And so here, see, notice how your hips might be a little, see how mine are like weird. So you're trying to get them squared. And for me, it like brings my body way forward. So really square those hips. So like I said, a lot of our problems, even low back, all that shit is here in our pelvis and our hips. So get them squared. Pull your shoulder blades back. And then very slowly take your hands up off the mat and slowly stand up. So you have an option. You can either grab opposite elbows, opposite hands, or reverse prayer. But either way, don't let the shoulders go forward. You can do the reverse prayer. That's when you go forward. So don't let the shoulders go forward. So pull them back. No matter what position you're in, don't do this. Pull them back. And so here, you're going to externally, so your feet are not going to move. So see how I'm like stepped? Your hips are a little tight. You can kind of open it a little, but give yourself a good step. Okay? And so take whatever bind you're going to take. Externally rotate that front foot. just like muscly. Internally rotate the back and then rip your mat apart. Keeping your spine straight, slowly hinge forward. Make sure you're using your breath. Because like with life, with everything, we can make it easy or we can make it hard. We usually pick the hard way. Just try to breathe. Now try to rip your mat apart using your legs. Rip, 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 rip. Woo! And then slowly see if you can go a little bit more, just tricking the nervous system. Woo! Slowly step to the top of your mat. Try to keep your bind if you can forward fold. Slowly release your shoulders. Be very gentle with the shoulders. Take your feet hip width distance. Hook your big toes with your peace fingers. Peace, guys. I always tell everybody, I love you, but love hurts. So, and then inhale, bend your knees. Inhale, look up, pull up. And then exhale. Winging your arms out, turning your head yes and no. Making sure you're not wearing your shoulders as earrings. Slowing down the breath. Maybe shaking the head yes and no. Woo. And then very slowly, bend your knees deeply. Release your feet. Cut. Take your toes together. Let us come up. Really try to lift that back up. So make sure that you're not dumping in your low back. So give yourself a little tuck. Sink lower. Hands to prayer center. Right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Twist. So you're trying to twist kind of in opposite directions. Now I'm kind of twist towards the left, but my hips are going towards the right. And then gazing back towards your toes, step your right foot back. Trying to keep your twist on the outside of your foot, so you should be twisted. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, wring all that shit out. Woo! So we can do it again right now. Slowly take your hands down to the mat. Straighten out that front leg. Give yourself a second here. Woo! And so take the block onto the inside of your right foot or your hand onto the inside of your right foot. Those are your options. Option number 3 would be to take your right hand on the outside of your left foot and twist. Gaze up towards your left fingertips. How's your breath? Inhale. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Slowly taking that hand back down. Step up about halfway. Get those hips squared. Slowly take your hands up. Then slowly come up. Take whatever bind you took on the other side. And then again, now we're externally rotating. So I'm actually moving the femur out of the way of my hip bone, hitting my leg too early. So externally rotating your front leg, internally rotating the back and ripping your mat apart. Spine is straight. This is a spine extension pose. And so slowly hinging forward. We're actually stretching you from your heel to your forehead. I'm sure you feel that. If you don't, then you've broken the chain somewhere. So make sure your back is completely straight. And it feels like you're trying to squeeze a ball back here. So try to pull your shoulder blade back, try to squeeze that ball. Try to straighten out your back as much as possible. Squeeze your legs apart. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release. See if you can get a little bit more room. Step to the top of your mat with your bind. Forward fold. Slowly, and so slowly, release your bind. And take your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. And try to step on your hands as much as you can. I know easier said than done, but really as much as you can. If you can get your toes up to your wrists, give them a massage. Woo! And kind of rock back and forth on your hands a little bit. Stepping on your hands. Taking deep breaths and very slow exhales. And then bend your knees, inhale, look up, pull up, still standing on your feet, your hands. And then exhale, fold. So if you can, straighten your legs here, awesome. Please try to shoot for that. We're actually leaning our body weight forward here a little bit. So it should almost feel like you're about to go into a somersault. If you're feeling a little froggy, you can start balancing and tiptoeing in your hands. And then very slowly taking your hands up to your waist and slowly coming up. Taking a big step out to your right. Woo! The AC is on, right? It's sure here over here. Oh, you guys got the fan and the AC on. Okay. Oh, I see where I'm getting this stuff. All right. So hands up on your waist and make sure your toes are forward. Press your hips forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. And so trying to let go as much of everything as you can here, which I know is easier said than done. Trying to keep your legs as straight as you can. And so our hamstrings have everything to do with our breath. So if you don't breathe correctly, you can do all the hamstring stretches you want in the world. Go look at it. They will not move. So until you learn how to breathe and work with your nervous system, your hamstrings are always going to be assholes. Excuse my French. So breathe. And then inhale, slowly come all the way up. Interlace your hands behind you and try to keep your hands clasped together. Inhale, look up, pull your hands down, chest out. Exhale, forward fold. Arms come up and over. Sorry. Y'all are so serious. No, just kidding. So breathe here. So Ujjayi breath is the breath that you hear in yoga classes where it sounds like everybody's snoring. When I first started going to yoga, I was like, what in the hell is that? Who is sleeping in this class? I feel like we're going to die. Inhale all the way up. Turn your right toes forward. Come into warrior two. And so make sure your toes are going towards that back wall. And turn them out towards the right as far as you can get your toes. Yeah. And then that back foot, you're trying to press all your pressure there. Arms up if you can. Really raise them, trying to take your shoulders up over your hips. And then reach forward, reverse your warrior, keeping the bend in your front knee. And then straighten out your front leg. So try to enjoy this stretch instead of, because I know it can be both miserable or amazing. But anyway, and then reach forward. So make sure you get a little micro bend in your knees and take your hand down to your thigh, your shin, your ankle, or the mat, and then gaze up towards your left fingertips. So trying to stack your shoulders, try to stack your hips. Listen to your body, but know if it's the ego or the body. If it's the ego, keep going. It'll get over it. Come back to warrior two. Take your hand on the inside of your knee, press your knee away. Left arm reaches up and over. And so reaching towards that back wall like you're trying to grab something off of this wood. Really reaching your body and then twist, try to take your chest up towards the ceiling. So bringing the arm forward, taking the pinky down towards the ground. Breathe. All these poses are they look way easier than they are. I know. Coming back to warrior two. Woo, guys. Woo. But did you die? Coming back to your wide leg stretch. Yeah. Right? Exactly. And then turn your left toes forward. Warrior two. So again, keep turning those toes out, really pressing on that back foot. Arms are reaching. And so lift up and then sink down. Reach forward, reverse the warrior, keeping the bend in the front knee. Straighten out that front leg. Woo! Come forward, taking your hand to your shin, your ankle, or the mat. Gaze up towards your right fingertips. Make sure you're breathing. Holding your breath is the worst thing you want to do here. I promise. Reaching forward, back warrior two. Elbow on the inside of your knee, pressing your knee out. Arm reaches up and over, twist. Coming back to your warrior two. Woo! Take your hand, bring your foot. Just come into that lunge for a second. So almost kind of bend that back knee for a second. Pull your hip forward and then straighten that back leg. If your leg is not shaking yet, then we got some more work to do. Shaking is good. That's when we move stuck bullshit stuff. I'm trying to not like scare you guys away in the first class. No. So right hand on the inside of your left foot, twist. Reach down towards your right foot. So you're twisting. Yes. We're just going to come forward. This one sucks for everyone. So if you guys can do it, you're awesome. It took me a long time to just get where you can. There's no judgment here, only egos. And you're the only one that does that. It's all yours to deal with. And switch. Woo. Try not to let the knee go past the toes. Embrace the suck. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. Amen. Truly is. There's tough times and there's tough people. Let's go. Go forward. Take that left hip down. And so bend that knee, pull the left hip forward, and then straighten out your leg again. It's all good. I'm confusing. I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing. So you guys are definitely way ahead of me. Left hand on the inside of your right foot, twist. Gaze up towards your right fingertips. Your left hand is on the inside of your left foot. And you're gazing towards your right fingertips. Yes! Right hand reaches towards the right foot. Left, right foot, whatever it is. Good Lord, I need to mark my hands and feet again. And then come back forward. Oh, come back to your middle pose thing. Usually called a starfish, but it would be nice tonight. And then come to your yogi squat. Again, easier said than done. For some, this is like the best pose ever. For some, this is like the worst thing that can happen in this.
This is the best thing.
Yeah, I know. Just like this is greatness.
My natural position being a catcher since I was 10.
So just take a second here. Calm the breath. So again, where I was going with Ujjayi, so imagine you're trying to breathe like a frog on a mirror, like, and now just do it with your mouth closed. So little weird at first, but it's really a great nervous system thing, I promise. There's a purpose for everything you do. So left hand on the outside of your left foot, so it's going in front of your shin. Preferably, yes, perfect. In front of your shin. So if your legs are open, there you go. And then you want to go on the outside of it. So turn your hand the other way. There you go. You're great. You're great. You're great. Yes, great. Now twist. Sorry. Yeah, this one took me a good 6 to 8 months to like not clench every time. So it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be good to get started. You just have to get started to be good. I know. Now switch. Right hand goes in front of the right knee. Twist. Oh, that's so good though when you finally get where you're like not holding on to the struggle and you can breathe and your body lets go. Oh, so amazing. With hands to prayer center. Take your hands down to your mat. You're gonna kind of like squeeze your mat, right? Like you're trying to like squeeze an invisible ball. I'm gonna turn to the side for you. And so you're gonna come up onto your tiptoes. My knees are gonna go into my armpits. And then you're gonna lean forward like we've been leaning forward in that half push-up. And then slowly, maybe you'll pick one foot up and both.
Oh, we're doing this again.
And so trying not to take the knees onto the outside of the arms, but on the back of the arms. So remember, we're going into that half push-up.
Yeah, that's not happening for me.
That's okay. Some days it's there for me, some days it's not. And that's okay too, but we always try, right? It's better to fail than to try than to better. Are you getting over there? Yeah, everybody. I love it. I love it. You've got to at least try. You've got to try. Like, right? If you never ask, the answer is always no. So step into the top of your mat. Woo! All right, let's see that balance. All right, let's see if mine's even good tonight. So everybody, we all know, like some days we're like, we're on, right? Like our mojo's on, we were good, we got it. And then some days we're like, what was my name? So that again is all nervous system. So some days I can totally balance on one toe, and some days I can't walk on 2 feet. So pick a gazing point. I like to go to the ground, some people like to go to the wall. But just choose somewhere, because every time you take your gaze off that point, you're going to lose your balance. So make it slow. Slow your breath down. Because if you have a scattered mind, you have scattered breath, you're going to have scattered balance. Take your left hand on the outside of your right foot, like, and twist. Gaze towards your right fingertips. So again, yoga is a right brain workout because you actually have to think about what not to do to not die. And then come back forward. Woo! Take your hand on the inside of your knee. Take your knee out. Pulling the hips forward. Gaze over your left fingertips. Again, your gazing point, make sure it's slow. Coming back to center. Hands up over your head. And straighten out your leg and hold for 3. Try not to lean back, so lean forward 2. And 1, pull your knee in. Let's see how our hip flexors are, shall we? So if you bounce your leg out, does it fall? Try to bounce it. So it's almost like you're trying to spring it out. You should be able to keep it there. If it falls, hip flexors. They work. So then we go up. And then take that leg back, reach forward, square your hips. Nothing but love. Take your left hand down towards the ground or on a block. And then stack your hips, stack your shoulders, and gaze up towards your right fingertips. And then slowly taking your right hand down, twisting, gazing up towards your left fingertips.
Did I just hear what?
Exhale, forward fold. Woo! Just kind of pedal out your legs for a second. Yeah. Woo! Ooh, for me, when I started yoga, my feet. I told my teacher, I said, I swear to God, people are putting cigarettes out on the top of my feet. They're like, what? Like, no, it hurts. So yeah, that's a natural feeling. The shins, the feet. Yep. Let's go. Okay. And so taking your your right foot on the inside of your left thigh. So you're pressing. And so it's like not necessarily a comfortable pose, but you're trying to asymmetrically like stretch your body basically. Ooh, sorry guys. So pressing your foot and then trying to pull the hips forward, allowing that knee to keep pushing back. So it's almost like that pressure is keeping your body balanced. Hands to first center. Again, keeping your gazing point. Interlace your hands. Hands coming up. Slowly take your gaze up towards the ceiling with you. And release. Switch legs. Taking your left foot onto the inside of your right thigh. Again, pressing. Pulling that out. And so just wherever, even if your knee, everybody always says don't do the knee's fine. You can do it on the knee. Down, wherever it's more balancing, trying to pull that knee out. So find your space. Everything in yoga is kind of a push-pull. Unless you're in a yin yoga. Interlace your hands in front of you. Again, slowly taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. Open up your hands. Now close your eyes. Woo! I was like, what? I did this on my tiptoes. I'm like, I want to challenge her so bad, but I don't want to hurt you guys. It's like a really challenging thing for me right now. Oh, okay. So exhale, forward fold. And then come into what we call a broken toe pose in yoga, and you'll see why. And so you're tucking your toes and you're trying to sit on your heels. And so just do your best and just take a second to breathe. Just like if you have to hum a song, like actually humming a song is very healing and helpful. So if you need to be like, I hate her, kill the man, no, whatever you got to tell yourself, just breathe. And then slowly come up and sink your butt back towards your heels as much as you can. So ankle, feet mobility, so important. And then come back. I have fixed so many athletes' feet. Oh my Lord, where their like toes were like, is that a foot? And then coming back, sink your heels back. Coming forward. Woo! Yeah, you can't forget about these. These are your mobility things that help you with everything. And these make you not do anything. So help you hinder. So you got to work on all of them. And then go back. And then you're gonna come back to boom. And then bend your knees, hook your big toes, and then just come on, you got this. So find the balance. It can. Come on with it. Even if you have to bend your knees, find the balance. You got this. Take your legs together if you can. And back. One more time, legs together. Gaze behind you, make sure there's nothing behind you. Roll back, take your feet with you. Roll. Very important to breathe and not panic here. No. You're probably choking on your own spit right now and sweat. Like water torture. At least it used to be in my hot yoga class. What do they call it? What is it? Chinese water torture. So try to breathe. Calm the breath down. Remembering your mouth is for eating, your nose is for breathing. And then take your hands behind your back. Take your feet up towards the ceiling, trying to stack your hips over your shoulders. So don't turn your head in this pose. Keep your head face towards your toes. But really try to enjoy this pose here instead of looking at the struggle. That's usually our first instinct as humans. We go towards the struggle. So how can you enjoy this pose? How can you get some stretch out of your neck? How can you maybe open up a little bit? Maybe learn something about your nervous system. Can you imagine your belly blowing up when you inhale? Exhale. Interlace your hands behind you and take your feet to the floor behind you. They might touch, they might not, no worries. Like I said, you have to start somewhere. Bend your knees if you can to come into ear pressure pose. And then use your hands as brakes and slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking your heels down towards the ground. And then taking your heels towards your butt, interlace your hands underneath you. And so make sure that your toes are reaching forward and your knees are not like splayed out wide. So make sure your knees are going like directly out towards your hips. So taking your feet together closer, some of you. And then press your hips up towards the ceiling as high as you can. Bringing your chest up towards your chin and not your chin to your chest. And again, really trying to blow up that belly balloon. As we inhale, the belly expands. Exhale, slowly lower down. Woo! Take your feet out wide and angle them out just a little bit. And then take your right hip in towards your mat and just let it be for a second, but try to keep both hips from lifting up the mat. So if that right hip tries to come up, try to just energetically push it back down. Maybe you can use your hand to try to hold that hip down. And then take your left heel onto the outside of your right knee. And then kind of press down a little bit while you're pressing up. So it's like your heel is pressing down and your right leg is trying to lift back up. So find that push-pull. Yes, find that spot. Ooh, and then release and just leave the weight of your heel on there and just let that drape back down towards your mat. This is like a really good like glute stretch, like glute max, like the top. Woo! It's good, like quadratus, all of those. And then switch. Now take that left knee down towards the mat and just make sure your hips are not coming up the mat too much. And then taking your left heel on the outside of your right knee. And then find that battle. Who's going to win? And then release, just let the weight of the heel. I'm feeling the psoas, feeling it all, y'all. Depends on where you're super tight. Ooh, and then slowly come up. Take your heels back towards your butt. Feet close together like your hips. Interlace your hands underneath you. Press your hips up towards the ceiling. And then your hands are going to come up and over. Fingertips are going to be facing forward towards your feet. So your hands are up and over towards your head. And fingertips are forward on the ground. Palms are on the ground, fingertips facing forward. And then come up onto the top of your head. So press up onto the top of your head. Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. And then if you're feeling froggy, press all the way up towards the ceiling. Come on, you can do it. Even just trying to do it gets you so much further than not even trying to do it. So just put some effort, take the struggle out of it, and breathe. Give me one more deep inhale and exhale. Slowly look down, tuck your chin. Pull your knees to your chest. Kind of rock side to side. And now that your body knows what it's doing, don't think about it, just go. Let's go, let's go. Woo! We will outthink ourselves out of a good life. Go. Action cures that bullshit. Breathe. Slowly tuck the chin, lower down. Good job. Woo! Does it feel good? You won. You did it. Oh, so much easier just to give up, right? But it's not. You want what is it? If you want your life to be hard, then do what's easy now. If you want your life to be easy, do what's hard now. Woo. Grab your knees, rock and roll 3 times. Ow. It's gonna leave a mark. No. And then just floppy fold forward. So don't try to get anywhere. Don't try to just fold forward. Okay. Just wherever you can get, just get there without judgment, without just pain. Like literally pain is as bad as the attention that we give it. So just like with everything, wherever you focus your attention, that's where it grows. If you're focusing on struggle, on pain, that is what is going to grow. So focus on your growth instead of the struggle. Think of how you're going to look in that new outfit. Just kidding. It's more about how you're going to feel. Slowly come up. Oh, tuck your knees. And so even if you can just get the vision of it in your mind that you're all the way up, go there. But don't worry if you can't get up off the mat. But tuck your knees, lift up. And float. I won't make a shake tonight. And then switch sides and lift up. And boom. We got this. One more side, switch sides. And up. And boat. And switch. And up. And then cross your legs, come onto your knees. Woo. And so make sure that there's nothing in front of you that can harm you or anyone else. You can move those blocks to the side. And so you're going to interlace your hands in front of you on the mat. And you're kind of, so this is, imagine like a stool, like a 3-peg stool, which I would tell a really dirty joke right now, but anyway, so you're kind of, that's kind of your balancing, right? So imagine if you take one of those pegs away, right? You're going to go that way. So when you're, so kind of hollow out your shoulders and kind of bring them back. So kind of using, because we're using more of our rotators right now. So we're really trying to strengthen those. So make sure you're using those the way they should be used. And so you're pressing down. And so my head is actually going on the mat, like right where my hairline is. And then I'm interlacing my hands in, like around my head and taking my elbows in and pushing, but I'm not balancing my head in my hands. And then you don't want to be on the top of your head. So you kind of want to be just barely. So if your hairline is right here, then you kind of want to be like mid. So the top of your head's like more here. You kind of want to be more here. So even though it's called a headstand, it's not really a headstand. It's more of a forehead, top forehead stand. And so taking your forehead to the mat, and then you're going to take your legs up and start walking your legs towards your face, your feet, until your hips get over your shoulders. And then you're going to take your knee and just kind of bend your legs until you can get some balance. And then you'll slowly start to take your legs up. But remember, you got that 3 pegs. So if you start to fall one way, use your muscles to bring you back the other. And then for my awesome headstanders, you guys can either go into scorpion or you can go into plow. Okay, so don't put your head in your hands. It goes on the mat. You're just cupping your head. Nope. So see.
Cup the back of your head.
Oh, yes. Exactly. Yeah. And so, but you don't want to be on the top of your head really. It's just more on your forehead, and you're pressing into your elbows. And so slowly start to walk your feet forward. And then give it a seat. Lift. And it'll keep pressing your hands into the ground. And so find some balance. Keep taking your legs back further. You got this. Back further. Now pull your legs together and kind of pull your legs more straight. So you go. And try to get some strength there whenever you're ready to come down. See if you can go back a little further with the legs. Just trying to get a little bit more stacked. Yeah, good, you're good. Big job. Yeah. So you use a lot more muscle that way. We'll take your knee in first. You don't want to jump. And try to push on your elbows in your hands. And try to get a little bit more stacked. So you want to go back a little further. I know it feels like you're going to fall. Yeah. The more you go back, though, the more, no, you're good. You feel how more sturdy you are when you go back further, though?
A little bit.
Because it's really hard to go back.
Yeah.
You think you're going to fall, but it's, so because most people, it's, you know, they're here, and most people are too far on their head, and so they're already scared. So you're more here, and then you don't want to jump because then you're already all over the place. So it's find your balance, stack, then take your legs up. And so most people are too far forward, and so they're killing their core before they're even remotely, you know, getting, and you keep wanting them to go back, and you're like, no, and you're trying to switch.
That's where I feel most comfortable. That part.
Yeah. And so, you know, that way, you. So you guys want to try again? And then we're good. No worries. All right. So go ahead and come on to your back for the hardest pose in yoga. So,
The hardest.
yeah, sorry guys. Have to do it. Oh, so go ahead and lay down on your mat.
Yeah.
Taking your legs straight. And find a place where you can be uncomfortably comfortable. Because you're still in class right now. So I want you to kind of tune into your breath. Where is your breath? Where's your body from where it was when you came in? Where's your mind from where it was when you came in? A lot can happen in an hour, right? So slow the breath down if you can. Trying to bring that breath down to the 4-8 breath. So inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8. You need to start with inhaling for 3, exhaling for 6. But what I want you to notice is how clenched you are in your body, supposed to be completely relaxed. And I want you to start checking into that. Where else in your body could you let go? And you know how many people tell me I'm relaxed? And then we find about 27 places and about 2 breaths where they've been clenching that they didn't even realize. We're always just trying to gain so much control. We have so much control that we can't even relax in our own body. I don't know about you, but when I used to get a massage, I was clenched the whole time. My hands would do these weird things. My massage lady's like, what are you doing with your hands? I don't know. Relax your body. Release your jaw. Take your tongue to the roof of your mouth. See if you can unclench your neck. Drop your shoulders. And clench your ankles. I mean, we clench in the weirdest places. We're clenched in our butt, our hips. Are we afraid that the mat is going to just like pierce into our body if we let go of our glutes? It's amazing. And then we wonder why we're so tense all the time. And then we go to our chiropractor and he pops it. We're like, yeah. And then the muscles go, no. Pull it right back in. That's why yoga is so important. We work with your posture. Totally different. Which used to be thrown away. Now they're like, oh, it's the coolest thing ever. So this is Savasana. So this is corpse pose. So we're about to go into corpse pose. And corpse do not do anything but be dead, right? So they're not clenched. They're not trying to breathe a certain way. So in a minute, I want you to just breathe completely natural. If there's a spot on your mat that hurts, leave it. If you have an itch, don't scratch it. So we've worked on taming the breath, taming the mind, and now we're taming the body to be still. It's so hard. This was the hardest pose for me ever in the first 5 years of yoga. So just be.
Playing from Dory. Chandelier. 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 Shanti Mangala Kali. Bhadrakali Kalapali. Durga Kshama Shivadatri Swaha Swaha Jaitum Devi Shamande Jaya Bhutatya Jaya Sarvagate Devi Avanatri Madhukara Dravi Dhamri Pradane Rupam Devi Jaya Devi Yasho Devi Visham Mahishasura Nirnashi Pattam Sikade Rupam Jandevi Yashodehi Vishnu Shambhasya Shambhasya Umakshasya Chama Rupam Devi Jandevi Yashodehi Vishnu Atevya Sarvadha Bhaktya Chandike Durita Bhakti Rupam Devi Jandevi Yashodehi Vishnu Dehi Sobhagyam Arogyam Erime Sukha Rupa Devi Jayam Devi Yasho Devi Vishnu Devi Devi Alayanam Dehi Param Rupam Devi Jayam Devi Yasho Dehi Vishnu Himachal Dhamma Samstute Parameshwar Rupam Devi Jayam Devi Yasho Devi Vishnu Indrani Pati Sarvaram Ujite Parameshwar Rupam Devi Jayam Devi Yasho Devi Vishnu Devi Prachanda Dharananda Daityadapa Vinashi Rupam Jayam Devi Yasho Devi Vishnu Atmi Manorama Devi Overtime Sari Arani Durga Samsara Sagarasya Kalo Rupa Sara Devi Yasho
We cannot win the war of the world if we cannot win the war in our own minds. For many of us, we used to get to the point where we finally were willing to give up control so we could experience healing. We so desperately need. Sometimes our bodies become ill because it just can't hold on. It can't get it together any longer. Failing ill forces us to stop, slow down, and give up our drive so that healing can occur. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking your bodies back up again, twisting your wrists and your ankles, and then reaching them over your head and kicking into your heels, squeezing every muscle in your body. Oh, and then pulling your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug. Oh, just be like, oh my God, you're such a badass. Welcome back. We're opening up. We're healing. We're starting to release shit that we've been holding on to that we don't even know we're holding on to. Yoga is to address the parts we can't see, but we know they're fucking with us. Take both your legs over to your left side, and then leaving both shoulder blades down on your mat. Gaze over towards your right. Maybe you could reach out and touch your neighbor a little bit. Touch is good. Try to breathe. Again, seeing what you can kind of unclench here. So taking both knees over to the right side, gazing over your left shoulder. Again, noticing just like what you can let go of. Most of the time it's our ankles right here, hips, jaw. You let it go. And then coming into a fetal position in a pose of gratitude. This is how we started our life. Grateful, not taught all the bullshit. Our beliefs are but what makes us who we are. But we were once just so open to everything, and we could get there again. Slowly come to a seated position with your eyes closed and your towel on the back of your neck. We always finish class with the breath of fire. So taking your middle finger, I'm sorry, not breath of fire, with a balancing breath. So taking your middle finger to the bridge of your nose, because I know that's the finger y'all want to give me. And using your right thumb to plug your right side and your left, your ring finger to plug your left nostril. Actually, I'm just going to keep it simple tonight. So remembering your mouth is for eating, your nose is for breathing. So inhaling through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Plug your nose because we're doing nervous system training for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Plug your nose and hold. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Plug your nose and hold. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Last time, inhale for 4. Really make some space in those ribs. Plug your nose. Exhale as slow as you possibly can. Plug your nose and hold. Hold. Allow your body to be uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Hold. Release. Take your left hand covering your heart and your right hand covering your belly button. Take this time for you. Think about this as your gift to you. We never take the time for ourselves to check into our body, to quiet the mind, to work on the breath. You are the best project you'll ever work on. May this yoga practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. May this yoga practice change and strengthen your body and your mind. Thumb knuckles to forehead. The fucked up in me honors and recognizes the fucked up in me. Namaste. But I kept it light. I hope it wasn't too hard, and I hope it wasn't too light. But I'm so glad that you guys came. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hope you will come back. Thank you. I hope I didn't offend.
If I don't come back, they kill me.
Oh, I know. Like I was like, because most people will just send people to class. Like we get referrals all the time. It's like everybody's you're in the best section. It's like we couldn't find any of my classes. And so it was like people would just come in. I'm like, well, did they tell you anything about the class? They were like, no. And I'm like, oh, especially when we do aerial classes too, they go crazy. So, but yeah, like yoga is such a beautiful practice because for me, like I'm a multitasker, and so I feel like I can get the best out of my body, my mind, my nervous system, and a little bit of counseling and some quiet time, all in one. And I always tell everybody like yoga is not necessarily a workout, even though it's hard to scale. As you saw today. But it's more of a mind discipline. So we're trying to discipline your mind through your body at the beginning. So in ancient tradition yoga, you have to go through 9 stages before you can even go into the practice of yoga. But that's how the West finds yoga, is usually through the asana, which is what we did, is asana. But that's after your 9 stages or your 2 limbs before. Your third limb, which is yoga, which is awesome. And so it's a very big discipline that gods and warriors used to use to keep themselves in check, to keep to connect with the universe, to connect with source, God, whatever you believe. and to get more connected with their stuff. So we got so much going on. And so to me, it's like the golden ticket to shh. And that's why we practice. So. Anyway, well, thank you for bringing. It was very nice to meet you guys.
You have to go and make the class basic for these other people.
No. I will call a bunch of advanced poses, because especially when I have like people who like to do what? Yeah, no. So none of my classes are easy. But don't misunderstand. I will just sometimes I will challenge a little bit more, but sometimes I don't do that because I don't want people to get discouraged either. So I go back and forth a lot of times because I used to be really mean.
What's my tables on that?
Do you want them to leave them at? Or no?
Yeah, if you just want to spray it down and then roll it up back in the, or actually if you just spray it down and wipe it down and we'll let them dry and then. Oh. If they do kill you, you know I love you. You know you got a friend. I'll be in hell with you. No, I'm kidding. No, you won't be in hell with you. And I just realized that you were by the fan and the AC. Yeah, and I'm like, she probably hated it. No, because remember my studio was like 105 degrees.
Yeah, but it's still kind of warm in here because of the wood, I think, right?
Yeah, because it's.
So,
But you guys had that fan and the AC over there, and I remember I didn't even used to let people turn the fan on in 105 degrees. Oh, I used to be so mean. Oh my god. Not mean, but just like no, you know, like we're disciplined. We're disciplined. Okay. I keep saying we're gonna get like a bin, and it's only been a minute. Sit there. You know, we're just finally realizing we're back in the US. So we're just, you know, we're it's sort of setting in.
We survived.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I
Thank
did.
you
Thank
so
you so
much for
much.
coming. Yes, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Yes. Well, and hopefully you won't be too sore tomorrow, but if you breathe, you'll be less sore.
I'm just breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. So that's
Yeah.
normal. Everything else. Out.
Yeah. And so, because we're trying to basically make you more CO2 tolerant. And so it's almost the equivalent of high altitude training. It's what I taught my teachers. You know, practice in day out at a lot of yoga studios. So I'm trying to get you to move less. So, you know, we're usually at 99% saturation oxygen. Also, we don't need any more oxygen. We need more CO2, which everybody thinks is opposite. Anyway, we'll go on a whole thing, but we're trying, so with my athletes, I'm trying to get them to lower their blood oxygen down to 80, 70. Exactly. And so I'm trying to get them to lower their blood oxygen levels. And I'll put a blood oxygen level pulse on their finger. And I'll make them go through practice and get their breath down to that. And you know, but that gives them homework to do while they're not in class. But because like I said, you know, hamstrings or you lose the power of your breath, you lose the power of your legs 50%. That's like the source of everything. And so that's the first thing I teach my athletes. And they're like, well, breath is not a big deal. And I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do 30 minutes of breathing. And they're like, moved, like they're laying on their mat, just like you guys were in Savasana, but I was having them do different techniques, and they were drenched in sweat and out of breath. And it was just like, yeah. Right. And then it's like, okay, breath's 9, 42, let's hold it for 2, or 3, or 5, or 10. You know, and then jump in a freezing cold ocean like me and Purdue. Oh, you did it in my apartments too. Did you do it in the pool?
Yeah.
We were gonna do it that night when we did the Wim Hof breath. For the
cold water.
yeah, I hate. You don't understand. I hate, and we will do ice baths a lot. And I hate it. Yeah. No. Oh, that's like the whole mind discipline. What is, whatever we call it, your new bitch. Friday, we're gonna bitch. He gets in it every morning, he's like, just Friday, my inner bitch. Hi, Carl. Thank you. Yes, yes, it's experience. And so that'll be fun. A little bit of this. We're doing a couple spots. So it's different education. Actually, it's also stretching.
You live a little time.
See, I'll like. Thank you. Yeah. I'll be back. Bye. Way over. I was trying not to do that.
To go over.
Yeah, I'm trying not to go over too much. Okay. Because most of my classes are 90 minutes, so.
You just want me to leave call?
Yeah, I think so.